So look at the question number 22. So what does the question number 22 ask us now? A positively charged particle moving due east enters enters the region of uniform magnetic field directed vertically upward. So now, but I should like to take what now? Directions. As we know directions, this is east, it is west, this is what now? North, and this is south. East, west, north, south. Now a positively charged particle moving due east means what now? The particle is moving like this towards east direction. So means its velocity will be in this direction. Okay, enter a region of uniform magnetic field directed vertically upward. Here, I would like to indicate magnetic field with different color. So there is a region here. That is region is what now? Containing a magnetic field, which is vertically what direction? Upward direction. Magnetic field is vertically upward direction. Okay, this particle will. That's it. That given. What will happen next? So now, look at nothing. Okay, before going to the answer, let us look at the pattern here. What is going to happen? So now the angle between P and V is what now? Perpendicular now. So velocity and magnetic field both are what are perpendicular to each other. So if you project a particle in a magnetic field which is perpendicular to velocity, then what will happen? The particle will go in what now? Circular path. As I know, the particle will go in circular path as we know. Okay, now look at now. First thing, look at the first option what they're given now. Get deflected vertically upward. So is it get deflected vertically upward? No, because this derivation we have done. So we got a radius. What a formula for radius we got? Using what formula? Centripetal force equal to magnetic force. mv square by r equal to bqv. So r equal to mv by bq. That is a radius. So it is mv by bq. That is a radius formed by the particle. Okay, it will be in what now? Uniform motion or uniform speed it is. So it moves in circular path with uniform speed. So get deflected vertically upward. Of course, they get deflected, but it again deflected again. Okay, so we cannot say this answer is right now. Move in a circular path with increase in speed. Okay, move in circular path with increase in speed. Now, no, it is not an increase in speed. So this will come in what now? In the case of cyclotron. Means we are using their combined electric field as well as magnetic field to increase the speed. As it enter from one D to another D, it is get accelerated because of electric field. So its speed is go on increases. But here there is no electric field, there is no cyclotron. So move in circular path with decreasing speed. No, it not going to decrease in speed now. So which is the right answer now? Fourth option is the right answer. Move in circular path with uniform speed. Okay, so this is the answer. Sir, what if they're given here a cyclotron case? So the answer will be what now? Move in circular path with increasing speed. That's what we are going to get finally, the kinetic energy. Okay, so this is question number 22nd. Look at a question number 23 now. The work done by a magnetic field on a moving charge. Okay, they're asking work done by a magnetic field on a moving charge, they ask. Okay, now 0. Okay, first case I give work done is how much now? 0, because F act parallel to V. Now I need to go for this formula now. I'm going to take this formula now. As we know, power is given by force vector dot velocity vector. So this is given by F V cos theta. So this power can I write like the work done by time taken is F V cos theta. Okay, so now if F and V parallel, then theta become how much? 0 degree. As theta becomes 0, sine 0 degree how much? 0. So now as sine 0 becomes 0, okay, so it will become 0 no? No, because we have cos theta here. So I need to go for cos theta. Now, no need of discussing sin theta. So cos theta means cos 0 degree become 1. So work done is become 0 now? No. So this is the wrong answer. So work done never become 0. Now look at now. So work done they're saying positive because force act perpendicular to V. So second case, force act perpendicular to V means what now? Theta is how much? 90 degrees. So cos 90 degrees how much? Why cos 90 degrees? Because cos is there. Cos 90 degrees 0, right? Cos 90 degrees 0. So work done become what now? 0 from this equation. So now this is also wrong answer. No? First and second are removed. Now third case. 0 because F act perpendicular to V. Now let's say now third case. Again perpendicular means initially they given positive. Now they given what? 0. Theta is how much again? 0, 90 degree. So it will become what now? Cos 90 degree is 0. Then cos 90 degree is 0, right? So work done is become 0. So there is a possible answer. Of course, that is the right answer now. And if you look at the fourth option also for clarification for you, negative F act parallel to V. So parallel we have done already here. We got how much? We got a positive value. So they are given here what now? Negative value. So this is also wrong answer. So which is the right answer now? C is the right option for your question. Okay, C is what now? Right option for your question. Okay, so let's go for next question. Question number 24. A charged particle is right, like what we got, we're going to encircle it. Like there's a center, it is going to revolving around this. Okay, it's not exactly a center now. Yeah. Here will come as a center. On a frictionless table. Now we need to have a look at a table. On what now? On a frictionless table. So this is the table what we have now. So we are going to have a like this now. This is the center. Okay. If the magnetic field is switched on a vertical direction, so what is the direction of magnetic field? It is above this, like this direction. The tension in the string is now. So we'd like to take what now? We need to find out tension. They're not asking you how much is there, whether it increases or decreases. That we need to find out. Let us go for now cases now. Let us go for cases now, one by one cases now. So now direction is not given to us, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. Now I'm going to take now one direction. What direction now? Clockwise direction I'm going to take now. Let's see now what will happen in the case of clockwise direction. Like this I'm going to take now. Clockwise direction is there. Okay. So the direction of magnetic field upward direction. Magnetic field is what? Upward direction. If I take anywhere here, that is that there will be a wire which is connected or a thread which is connected. Okay. Now look at now. We need to find out in what direction the force is going to act now. In what direction the force is going to act on this particle which is moving in a circular path. Now can you tell me now what direction? Using what formula, students? F equal to Q VB sin theta, where theta is the angle between what and what? V and B. Or I can write now F equal to Q times of V cross B. So now if I look at anywhere on this circle, B will be vertically upward. At any point, if I draw a tangent to the velocity of this particle, this tangent will be like this. Now this will be like this. Magnetic field will be like this. Okay, angle become what now? Angle become 90 degree. As angle become 90 degree, so there will be a maximum force and a F equal to BQB or QBB. Now it is in what direction? You need to use Fleming left hand rule. Yes or no? You need to use Fleming left hand rule, or you can use right hand rule. So vector from V to B, the force will be acting now in this case. What direction? It will be outward direction and perpendicular to this. That is force is acting. So tension will be acting downward, right? Now look at here, tension is going to increase or decrease now. Since force is acting outward direction, tension is going to increase now. Okay, so answer is what now? Will increase. Now only this possible case. Now look at it. Sir, what if it is moving in opposite direction? Now initially you have taken like direction. Sir, that is what bro? Anti-clockwise direction. Now if it is clockwise direction, sir. If it is clockwise direction, so this velocity will come in opposite direction. Okay, let me indicate somewhere here. Okay, so velocity will be what direction in this direction? Magnetic field is upward direction. So B is upward, V is like this, and force will be inward towards the center. In this case, what will happen? Tension will decrease. So if it is anti-clockwise direction, tension is going to increase. If it is clockwise direction, if you're rotating, tension is going to increase or decrease. So since in the question anywhere, they didn't even mention the clockwise or anti-clockwise. So I need to choose what option? Not just increase or not just decrease. It may increase or decrease, depending upon the direction of rotation. Clockwise or anti-clockwise, you need to decide. So now, so what is the best option here now? It is may increase or decrease. Okay, that's clear now. Yes, so that is about question number 24. Analyzing is very important. Look at now question number 25. So in the question number 25, what they're asking, if a charged particle projected in a gravity-free room deflects, then so now you need to imagine a room where you're sitting down. Imagine that room is what now? Full of free gravity. It is free of gravity, no, not full of gravity, it is free of gravity. There is no gravity. Like you need to imagine you're just floating over there. Okay, in this room, now what we are going to do? We are going to project a particle, we are going to project a charged particle. Okay, now what will happen? The gravity free deflects, it is deflecting now. Then what is the reason for deflecting? Why it is deflecting, we need to find out. Okay, so that's the question now. Okay, now sir, see, there must be an electric field. Okay, now there is an electric field. Now like this, let us take electric field. Now we projected a particle in the same direction. Okay, in the same direction like this. Now what will happen? The particle is going to deflect now. Neeraj? No, right? The particle is not going to deflect because force is acting in the same direction. Okay, so there is a possible case is that there must be an electric field. No. If there is electric field, then it is going to happen. Of course, if the electric field is like this direction, particle is moving like this direction, there is a possibility of deflecting now. But this also possible. No, now it is not deflecting. Okay, there must be a magnetic field. Okay, there must be a magnetic field I can take now. So in this case, if V is parallel to B, then is no need of deflecting now. The particle can go. Particle can go. Yes or no? Without deflection. So both electric field, both field cannot be zero. Okay, then both the fields are there, which cannot be zero now. There's some value is there. Okay, there are some possible cases are there now. Okay, there are both electric field, magnetic field. Here again, there is a problem is there. So the problem is what you know. If they're perpendicular to each other, okay, like this, if you're taking the velocity is like this, electric field is like this, B is like this. So in this case, the particle will go undeflected. The particle will go what? No, undeflected. There is both. They're perpendicular. The particle go undeflected. Okay, in this case also, if there is a condition, particle go undeflected. Okay, here also undeflected. So all these are undeflected now. For deflected case, this is one, and V is perpendicular to B. The particle will get deflected. When any of these two changes, now this notation changes, any other angle, again the particle just deflected. Okay, so as per my knowledge, now I'm going to think that no answer is correct. But as per the book, they are given this answer to you as C, both field cannot be zero. If both are zero, not a issue, they will go undeflected, but there is a field, okay, in this room. Okay, so at any condition, they can go undeflected also this condition, but for both the field cannot be zero, means some field must be there to deflect. Without field, the particle cannot deflect. To deflect, there must be a field. So one both must be there. So we need to choose this option now, C. Okay, there is only electric field, there is only magnetic field, there must be a magnetic field. Okay, so we're going for the third option now. So I'm going to search for this answer once again. I'm going to search once again for this question. So let us discuss in this class also that one. Okay, yes. Question number 26 now. Look at the question number 26. A charged particle go undeflected. So this word is very important. It is what now? Undeflected. In a region containing electric field, magnetic field, it is possible when the particle need to go what now? Undeflected. When it is possible, they ask now. Okay, that is the question number 26. Now look at the option one by one now. E is parallel to B. Okay, first option they're saying E is parallel. Okay, parallel to B means okay, so they are in the same direction. Like this. Okay. Now V is parallel to E. Okay, so it is also what now? Same direction. Okay, so all are in same direction. So electric force become what now? Zero. Magnetic force become what now? Zero. Since both the forces are zero, the particle go undeflected. You're getting the first option now. E is parallel to B and V is parallel to E. So since all are the same direction, so particle can go undeflected. First option is the right answer. Sir, what about these three? So no need to go for checking. If you want to check, you can check it. Now E is not parallel to B. Okay, this case I'm going to take now. E is like this direction and B is like this direction. And this is center. So V is like this direction. Now the particle is going to change its path, right? It is going to deflect by how much angle? 180 degree. Or if both are equal strength, it may happen some other way. So it is going to deflect here. V is parallel to B, but E is not parallel to B. So now V and B are in same direction. Electric field not parallel, let's say like this. So magnetic force become what now? Now zero. Electric force will start acting upward direction now. So it is going to deflect here. Now last option, if you take an E is parallel to B, but V is not parallel to E, then again the particle is going to deflect. Only possible case here. So this is a condition where the particle go undeflected. See, this question is based on Lorentz force. F equal to QE plus Q times of V cross B. That's the thing. Okay. So what is the right answer now? First option is the right answer. Look at the question number what now? Question number 27. If a charged particle go unaccelerated, so acceleration must be zero in a region containing electric field and magnetic field. Okay, in a region containing what now? Both electric field and magnetic field when it is possible. Okay, unaccelerated means its acceleration becomes zero. So means initial velocity become equal to final velocity. Now, first case, let us take first case now. E must be perpendicular to B. Now, let me take like this. Okay, like this coordinate axis I'm going to take now. I'm going to take E here, B here. So it is what axis? X axis, Y axis, Z axis. They are perpendicular. If velocity is like this, it is like a particle means velocity selector. So particle will go undeflected and acceleration. Okay, unaccelerated. So acceleration becomes zero here. V equal to U in this case. Okay, so because upward magnetic electric force become equal to downward magnetic force. Upward electric force become equal to downward magnetic force. So acceleration becomes zero. So second option V. Okay, this is the right answer now. Let us verify remaining also. V must not be perpendicular to B. So V must not be perpendicular to B means it may be parallel, it may be anti-parallel. If it is parallel, Okay, if it is parallel, like this, it is there. Okay, now electric field like this, like take now. Velocity like this, magnetic field like this. So due to because of this, magnetic force becomes 0. There is electric force acting what direction now? Upward direction. Electric force act upward direction. If there is electric force means there must be acceleration that is equal to how much? E into capital E by M. So there is an acceleration. Now V must be perpendicular to E. Okay, same condition here. Acceleration will be there. Okay, E must be perpendicular to V and B. Again, see, E perpendicular to V or B means same condition. Okay, it is going to accelerate again. So, what is the right answer now? Without acceleration. So, this is the right answer. A is the right answer without any acceleration. Okay, that's question number 27. Look at question number 28 now. Two free parallel wire carrying a current in the opposite direction. So this is one current one, first conductor, there is second conductor. Okay, they are parallel to each other. Okay, the diagram is not so clear, they are not parallel. Okay, let me draw parallel conductors now. Yes. Oh, it's going again. I'll check out this one. Not there. Okay, it will become a railway track. Okay, of course not. Like this, imagine now they are parallel to each other. Okay, and they carry current in what direction? Opposite direction. One is carrying current like this, one is carrying current like this, opposite direction. Now tell me, students, whether they attract or repel. They repel each other. They repel each other. From where? Again from Fleming left-hand rule. This is from where? Force between two parallel current carrying conductor. 1 mark question for PU board. Okay, force between two parallel current carrying conductor. That concept it is, we have discussed it. Carrying conductor. Okay, sir, what if they're carrying same direction? They attract each other. So attract each other for what now? Same direction. Repel each other what now? Opposite direction. Do not affect each other. No, then should not carry a current. Okay, there is no current. There is no magnetic field person. Get rotated perpendicular to each other. No, these two options are not possible at all. Okay, so it's clear now. So we got two questions here only. Let's say for next question now. Okay, question number 29 now. Two parallel wires carrying a current in a same direction attract each other because of what? So initially I told you in a previous question, they attract the repel. So do you think that why they are going to attract and repel? Because of the magnetic field produced by those. So if you look at this question only, first conductor, okay, let me explain a detail in the second question, this question only. Okay, so here first conductor, second conductor, first conductor, second conductor. Now in this question, they attract each other. Okay, force on first conductor due to second conductor like this, force on second conductor due to first conductor like this. Why? Because look, if there is carrying a current using Fleming, okay, using right hand thumb rule, if you hold the conductor, the magnetic field produced by first conductor in what direction? On the right side, it will be like this, going away. On the left side, it will be coming out, pointing. Okay, so what if for second conductor, for right side, it will be going away. That is a B2, and in the left side, it will be coming B1. So B1, it is B2, and it is B1. Now you have to use Fleming left-hand rule. So what is Fleming left-hand rule says? This rule. Okay, if you stretch your first three fingers of your right hand, left hand, not right hand, left hand, perpendicular to each other. So this is indicating a force. This is going to indicate magnetic field. This is going to indicate current. And if you use this one, you get here force due to magnetic field will be attracting. So this is because of what now? The mutual induction between them. Because of what now? Mutual magnetic field between them. That's what we call mutual induction between them. Not mutual induction, sorry. A magnetic force between them. Okay, the D option is correct answer here. Okay, not B option. Not magnetic induction, mutual induction is not correct answer. There is yes, it is because of magnetic field. That is a magnetic force. D is right answer. So this force exists because of what? No, magnetic field. Magnetic field exists because of what? No, current carried by the conductor. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's say for next question. Question number 30. Okay. What the question number 30 says now? A wire is placed parallel. Okay, a wire is placed parallel to the lines of force in a magnetic field. The current flow through the wire. So now how can we imagine we are going to place a wire? This is a wire. Parallel the given, parallel to the lines of force of what? Magnetic field. Okay, let me indicate magnetic field lines. These are magnetic field lines now. They are parallel. So red line indicating wire it is. And these remaining blue lines are indicating magnetic field lines. Okay, those are magnetic field lines. Now they're asking what now? Look at the options now. The wire will experience a force in the direction of magnetic field. See, sir, here, current in this direction. What is the force on a current carrying conductor kept in magnetic field? F equal to I cross, okay, I into L cross B. Yes, no? So if I simplify ILB sine theta, where theta is the angle between L and B. So now what is the angle between L and B? B and L is in this case theta is 0 degree. Theta is 0 degree. Sine 0 degree is what, sir? 0 degree. Then force become what? 0 degree. Wire is going to experience a force. Wire will experience a force that given? No, it will not experience a force at all. First option is wrong. Wire will not experience any force at all. Right? It is. Wire will experience a force in the direction opposite? No. It experiences a force in the direction perpendicular? No. So what is the right answer? B is the right answer. It will not experience a force at all. That is the answer for a question number 30. Okay, that's clear? Yes. Okay, so it is the concept of force on a current carrying conductor placed in uniform magnetic field. Now look at the question number 31 now. So question number 31 says a conducting circular loop of radius R carries a current I is placed in a uniform magnetic field B such that B is perpendicular to the plane of the loop. If I take a loop like this, okay, so it is in what now? In the plane, I'm going to have a magnetic field. What direction? Perpendicular to it. So like this it is. Okay, the magnetic force on a loop is now how much they asking now? Question is what now? Magnetic force on a loop now. Okay, so now at any point it is going to carry a current, right? Let's say current is I at any point. Okay, it is going to carry a current I at any point. Okay, so now, so as it having, okay, now let us take now F equal to L cross B, right? F equal to I into L cross B. So it is okay. Yes, give me 1 second. Yes, look at now here. If you take any part of the circumference of the wire, any part of circumference of the wire, the magnetic field is acting vertically upward. Yes or no? Yes, magnetic field is vertically upward. Okay, if I write another simple diagram, Circle is like this. Okay, and the magnetic field are acting perpendicular to the plane of the coil. I'll take magnetic field like this now. B, perpendicular to the plane of the coil. Okay, if I write continuously, all part of the magnetic field, B is acting like this. Now, if I take any part is going to carry a current. How much? Let's say current I. That wire is going to carry a current of how much now? I. Now look at any part, small element. If you're taken DL element, so this is DL, and this is magnetic field. Okay, since they are perpendicular, angle between B and DL will be what now? 90 degrees. So as a force, I ask us F equal to L cross B. Okay, means any part that is 90 degree. So now force acting what now? There is a force is there. There is a force is there. But what is the direction of force? Again using Fleming left hand rule. So L cross B. So into use what now? Again Fleming left hand rule. Current what not Fleming left hand rule. That is a corkscrew rule or right hand rule. So that is the force acting on this part of the current element is perpendicular to the L and B. L cross B, right? So if you move from like this, if you take an L, it is, and if it is a B, so if you move from L to B like this, okay, using your right hand, so the magnetic field will be what direction now? Force will be what direction now? It will be into the plane of the board here, into the plane of the board. So same thing. So imagine now it will be what now? It will be okay. So how can I show you now? Literally. So now DL will be like this now. This is DL actually. Okay, magnetic field is like this now. So means it is like into the plane of the board here, and B is what now? Along the plane of the screen here now. Okay, resultant of these two what now? Resultant of these two. Will be what direction now? Resultant of these two will be what direction now? It will be downward, right? Resultant of these two will be what direction? Downward direction. Anywhere if you take enough force will be what now? Downward direction. So like this, if we taken anywhere you take, it will be towards the center. Okay, towards the center. So since if like force is a vector quantity, if you add up all of them, so finally you get what now? 0. That is a force, but net force how much is 0? So to understand this question, you need a little bit, you need imagination is required. So DL is into the plane of the board. You need to point your remaining fingers. Okay, you need to hold your hand such a way that like this. So you need to hold your hand. This is a thumb, and these are remaining fingers now. Okay, this is that. You need to hold like this. Okay, so now you need to bend these fingers towards what now? From DL to B side. So DL to B side. So it will be what now? If you force DL to B side, so it will be force you get downward. That is along the thumb, you get downward. Okay, so if you add them vectorially, you get what now? You get 0 force. That's clear? Yes. Let's go for next question now. The question says what now? A straight steel wire of length L. Okay, there's a straight steel wire of length how much? It is L. Having a magnetic moment M. So its magnetic moment is given by what formula? Magnetic strength multiplied by its length. For a conductor, you need to remember this formula. Magnetic strength, pole strength means strength of this, like this pole multiplied by its length. Okay, when bent into form a semicircular, okay, semicircular circle, its magnetic moment become how much? Okay, now I'm going to make it as what now? Semicircle. Like this, I'm going to bend. So now again, magnetic strength is given by what formula? So it is given by pole strength multiplied by distance between those 2 points. What is the distance between these 2 points now here in this diagram? It will be O, it will be 2 times of R. Okay, it will be 2 times of R. I should find out now what is the value of R now. So since it is semicircular, the length is given by what? Pi times of R. So R equal to what now? L by pi. I'm going to insert here. If you insert, it will become M. 2, R is become M by pi. So it will become what now? It will become 2 by pi times of M into L. So M into L already we know that's capital M. So it will become what now? 2 by pi times of M. So that is a new magnetic moment. So this is the right answer. Okay, see, distance we need to take from where to where ends. So distance, it's the radius is r, right? So let's say smaller. So distance between these two arms will become 2r. So that's the reason I take pole strength multiplied by distance. Okay, yes. So with this, we are going to end the today's session. Okay, thank you so much to all of you.